Alright guys, it's the first time I'm trying to do this, see if I can make a decent video. Well, an instructional one. The last one I didn't talk at all because I didn't know I was putting it on YouTube. I just learned how to do that. So let's do a standard E4. Gonna try to keep it very basic for the beginning. Now I like to do this not for any type of traps or anything, but it opens up the board for me if he does the proper moves. Yeah, like that. Then I check. I like it. It opens up the board for me. Now, I've been having some trouble by putting the bishop back one for some reason. I'm gonna see something. I think it's because I put my knight in e4 before and they put the queen down. So I'm gonna try this instead and see how that goes. Alright. Now if I move my knight to e5, the queen can go to d4. For some reason, I don't understand what I'm supposed to... I gotta relearn this opening before I keep trying to do it. I'm not 100% sure. I know I've lost my piece before by going to e5. I'm not sure exactly what I'm supposed to do after that. So I'm not even gonna try it this time because... Wait, if the queen goes down, I can take the pawn with the bishop, calling check. If he takes up the knight, I can take it with my knight, but it will only be targeting the queen, nothing else. So the queen is safe. And then I had to find a way to move the knight or defend it. Yeah, I think that was the problem last time. But yeah, their pieces are all over the place. That's why I like the opening. I don't understand it too much, but I need to learn it a little bit better. I do like it. So I'm gonna get ready for castling. I gotta get my troops up. Now if I castle now, let me see. He's targeting that square. His knight can come down, his queen can come down, his bishop's already eyeing. Let's say I castle. Let's say he brings his knight down. He doesn't have enough thrust, but I'm a little uncomfortable because he can continue attacking. So I'm not going to castle just yet. I'm going to instead try to activate my black bishop into the thing. The whole mix. Okay, that's what I thought he would do. I need my pieces out. I gotta defend when I castle, so if I have no pieces, then obviously I can't defend, so. And I'm not really smart enough to calculate all the different ways he can attack. So I need to keep it the easiest possible for me at this level. I can set up an attack of my own before castling. But he can pin my knight to my king, so I'm gonna... for my move, I'm thinking about moving my queen to g3. Because then I can take the pawn with the bishop on h6 and possible have threats, but I'm not sure if e8 with the rook would mess a lot of that up or not, simply because of, you know, the king being exposed and all those pieces he has. So one rook, I do that, he defends it. I have no extra attack after that. I have no extra way to defend the knight. I guess I move my bishop back. No, it's not ready for all that, so I'm just going to do this. Castle now. I don't have everything I need to attack right now. I might move my knight to f4. I don't want to move it back again. I used to be so much better before I played years ago. Then I stopped and started again. I have a lot of my natural moves still going on. I think you know, for strategy wise, so I do well because of it. But when it comes to all technical calculations and all that, it's iffy. So that's why I'm doing this video instead of a blitz. I've been doing horrible at blitz for that reason. Since he's not going for the knight, I'm gonna see if I can start creating threats. He has a lot of space. I don't want him to develop everything, so I'll force him to move the way I want him to, because I don't want him to have an advantage. So I'll see what I can do to disrupt him. I want to keep some type of pressure on this side, forcing him to make moves. So I'm gonna do that. I didn't have an actual checkmate, otherwise I would go for it. But right now I'm going for defending my king side while creating some type of threat, just making sure he doesn't develop the way he wants to for an attack, since he has more available space than I do. I would like to bring my a rook to d1 so I can target the c pawn, so I can attack with my bishop. Of course he'll be able to defend it and all, but I want to be able to create those threats because of his queen and all that other nice stuff that's going on with that. Oh, that's gonna stop that part. Let's see how this goes. Without his black bishop, I don't have to worry about a pin on my knight and f4 with my queen, so I'm not even concerned. Normally I look out for stuff like that, but without the black bishop, I don't have to even think about it. Not sure where he's trying to go with that. I know he can't go to d2 because of my knight. He can't really go to... maybe he just wants me to move my queen. I don't know. Well, I can't go to a4 because it's a fork. All I have to do is move his... I can't go to h4 because of the fork. You just bring his pawn down to g5 and fork my pieces. His bishop's there. I definitely go over a lot of moves that are not even important. A lot of people won't even consider. Now, I can just take the pawn on f7 with the bishop. Seems like a bad move, but if I do that, his king moves up. I can go my queen and call it check, but if he takes it with the rook, I can still bring it down, but I have nothing after that, so it's not a good option. That knight kind of bothers me. I want to push it away somehow. I don't want to put my queen on a light square right now because of the bishop. I don't want to have him pull out a combination. Like I said, right now my calculations aren't very good, so I don't want to put myself in a situation. But I have to have a light square because everything else is taken, so if I go to f3, he can move his bishop down, but won't. He can move it down to g4. That will force me to go somewhere else. If I go to e3, I guess e3 has to be it, because d3 can move his bishop down to f5 and create a possible future threat with that. I don't want my queen running around crazy. And he can of course move his rook over, but now I have more of a range of places I can go to. So my queen should be safe. Earlier I didn't have that option. So and I can move the f2 pawn without a problem because he don't have a black bishop anymore. That's why it's good to take at least one of them out, or trade at least one of them. When you get better, you kind of want to keep them both. And everyone wants to keep both their bishops, but when you get better, you can handle your opponent having both easier. But as a general rule, I like to at least get rid of one of their bishops. That would have to think about lines as much. I still blunder sometimes, so that's why I think about stuff like that. I'm in the process of learning how to stop from blundering. I think I should probably do rapid games instead of classical. I can threaten the knight. I won't. I'm gonna move a c3 my knight. I was considering d2, but my queen won't be able to escape to c1 if I needed her to, so I'm gonna go to c3 just to give her that option if needed. I don't like the knight there, so I want to get rid of it. There you go. It's gotten rid of. Now my rooks are finally can be in play, and I have a beautiful pawn structure. He does not. Hopefully I can take advantage of it. I mean, I know Master would be able to. I'm iffy, so sometimes I do well with that. Sometimes I don't. So. Alright, this is one of my people from my chess group. I have a big chess group. He moved his knight. That's the spot that I didn't like. Now I can go to c4. Normally bishop to e6 would be an issue, but I have my knight. The knight can go to d2, forking my stuff. If I go up one, making that threat, he can't fork. He can move the bishop, I take it, he take it. I'd have to do something. He can fork it. He can't fork it immediately. So, because he can't fork it immediately, that's something I want to do. Queen, bishop, knight. If he takes it with a pawn, then I have a free knight. If he takes it with his rook, then I do not have a free knight. And I don't think he's dumb enough to fall for that. People call me boss and master because I have a group. I like boss better because I'm not that good. So I don't like being called master. I'm not a master. Let's see how he handles that. I guess I blunder sometimes, so I'm not sure how often they blunder. So if it's as much as I do, it's worth it. It's worth it, you know. And if he doesn't, I can always take the pawn. Well, let's not be too hasty. I have time to think. And move the pawn up. Knight can go to e whatever square. So before I do that, I would like to do this just for the bishop and queen, the file. So now I'll be okay with trying to dislodge knight. I'll force him to take it. If he moves the knight back, I take my knight. It'll kind of force him to take it with his pawn, making his bishop a little ineffective for a small period of time. So if I can keep some pressure on it, I might at some point start advancing my pawns on my wing side. Probably should have a long time ago, but I need to make sure my structure is solid. I'm not very good at doing both at the same time, so I gotta pick and choose when I do it. Alright, My knight's fine, it's protected. My my queen can be targeted by the rook. Rook going to e4. So if I move the pawn, he can move the rook down. Double attack on my knight. I can't. If I move my queen somewhere, that's a free knight for him. So, my knight can go to g6. So,
what time is it?
It is 3:32. Knight to g6. If the bishop moves to e6 right after, my knight is threatened to be taken. I have to move my queen. So knight to g6 is a bad idea. Because of the knight forking, they'll be targeting the queen and my knight would be threatened. So that's not a good move. So I have to move the knight, I think. I'm not sure if he has any follow-up threats. I don't see any follow-up threats right now. But if I take the bishop with my rook, he can take my rook with his queen. Yeah, that would be pointless too. If I try to dislodge the knight and he moves his rook down, and I move my rook to take the bishop, if he takes my queen, I can take his queen. If I try to dislodge the knight and he moves his rook to there, and I take his bishop, yeah, I want to do that. I'm going to try to do a little complication here. It's been a while since I've tried anything complicated. Let's see. Oh, for me this is complicated. If he doesn't want to lose his queen, let's see how he deals with it. He might take my knight over the queen. That would be very bad for me, actually, I think. Yeah. How do I continue? Because if I take the knight and he takes that piece, my queen. Yeah, I think I messed up with that one. Trying to be complicated, but can I save it? Take the pawn, the c6 pawn, threatening both rooks, which really isn't much of a threat when it's the queen. Bishop, a lot better. We both lost a piece. I'll create a threat. He cannot checkmate me right now. He might be able to call a check with his knight, and then I take it. But it's going to take a little bit of time. Okay. I'll see. I'm just going to wing it. At 7 minutes, I probably could have thought a little bit more about it. But I like the idea of taking this rook. Could be a mistake. I mean, people lose games over trying to take a piece, so hopefully I'm not one of them and it's not one of these games. I should have thought about it a little bit more. I'm not trying to think right now. It's on his turn. I just want this game to be over with. It's not a good feeling to have. I made it a little complicated, and hopefully I get lucky, basically, because I'm not 100% sure how to continue on. I have some ideas, I have some threats, and I just have to work off of them, and hopefully that his threats aren't taken advantage of greater than I'm fine. So I hate when I get interrupted because sometimes it takes off the internet for a while. I'm glad he's taking it seriously. But if he just moves his rook, I get to take his knight for free, so I'm not expecting him to. I'm expecting to move his knight down to card check. I take his knight. Either his queen would have to go down. Oh wow. He is in a really bad spot. I got kind of lucky with that. I just wanted to create more and more threats because I complicated it and it paid off. It's not advisable. It's not sound chess, but it works, you know. Oh, when you're not an expert or a master or anything, it kind of pays off sometimes. And as you do it over and over again, you get used to seeing patterns and you get more comfortable, and then you'll eventually make it. And that's my goal. My goal is to be a master within about 5 to 10 years. That's why I made the chat group, so I have lots of people to play with, and I'm using an app called Chess 100. I'm hoping that works well too. The ELO rating on that is 2300, so it's at master level. Level 1 is like 260 something, so if you up the ranks, then I'm stuck at a certain level right now, and I'll keep playing until I get comfortable, and then I move on. So that's my goal. So I do want to be master, and I hope he doesn't lose on time. Some people, when they feel like they're going to lose, they just kind of give up, and instead of resigning, they will let the time run out. And 6 minutes is a long time on a video to just be talking, or silent. Silent can be a little annoying too. Talking a lot can be too, so I should probably, I should have music for moments like this. Look for my remote. I'll play some music while I wait. If I can find a remote. Oh, there he goes. He made a move. Okay. I guess I don't have to look for a remote anymore. He took a lot of time into that. So, here's the thing. If I take it, he can't call check. But if I take it, queen on g5, 4, or 3 will be captured by a pawn. So he doesn't have a follow-up check. So if I take it, he's going to have to make a different move. If he moves his queen, I can take the f7 pawn for a check. I can try to trap his king in there with a mate. Let me see. Take this. I'm not sure what move he would do. Call check. Unless he moves his rook to f8. If he moves rook to f8, then I don't have mating that. He's probably gonna move it to f8. So if I take the, yeah, if he does anything else, then I'll look for a mate. I don't want to waste my whole time on this. I want to see what he does. I only have 6 minutes, so okay, good. He did that. Now, how to continue for me? This queen has no actual moves, so if he tries to set something up, I don't even know where he can go because he can't check me and his rook is under attack. So his only three moves that he has is f3, f5, and e5 to prevent me from getting a free rook at this moment. So I'm not going to worry too much about my king side for that reason. Or he can't even go to e3 because of my pawn, but that means f3, f5, or e5. I'm gonna do my rook. Threaten obviously to move my rook down. Who's Benjamin? You can be in my group for a while and not know my name. Okay, he did that. He can take that pawn afterward if he chooses to. Now, if I take the pawn with my rook and his rook goes up, capturing it back, and then I move my other rook down to call a check, his king would be forced back. I can capture it with my bishop threatening mate, and I like that. And if he doesn't take it with his rook, then it's a possibly discover a check in the future. So if I do that, he has to answer, and he has 1-2 moves to start creating threats. So, and I don't have that move because the queen can go to d8. So I completely messed up. No, I didn't. My queen can go to... No, I can't because of his... Oh, I completely messed up. So I did a blunder. I thought my rook can go to d8 after he moves his rook up, but I can't because of his queen. Calls check. He's exposing his rook. I'm on over one. See how this goes. I'm not very happy about it. But right now he is not defending his rook. So if he takes mine, I can take his. Or I can take call check first, then take his. Being up a whole rook. So he did not see that earlier. Either he didn't see it or he's seen something better that I didn't see. But right now I normally play extremely well against the people in my group, so hopefully this video will show them that I really don't know everything that I'm doing. I just, for the most part, try my best to create combinations and avoid blunders and so forth, and because of that I do well, but that doesn't mean I actually know per se what exactly I'm doing. So let's call and check.
Justin, we got this. He demolished you with that man's car, that's okay.
Let me see. I'm going to move my queen to block. If he takes my pawn, then I'll move my queen to b3, forking the king and queen and sealing the deal with a rook. Okay, hopefully he resigns after this. There we go. Alright, good game. Hopefully it was instruction to let you know that I don't know everything, but I do know some stuff, and most importantly than anything else is avoiding blunders. Once you get that part out the way, your game would be a lot better. So